Beneath our feet and hidden from our eyes lie secrets so shocking they threaten to rewrite everything we believe about human civilization. Ancient builders achieved impossible precision with mysterious technologies, constructed underground cities larger than any surface metropolis, and possessed astronomical knowledge that modern science has only recently rediscovered. These are not legends or fantasy tales, but documented archaeological realities that challenge the very foundations of our historical understanding. Prepare to witness places so mysterious, so impossible, that they will forever change how you see the ancient world. In the quiet laboratories of modern archaeology, a revolution is unfolding that threatens to shatter everything we thought we knew about our ancestors. Across the globe, from the frozen peaks of the Bolivian Andes to the scorching deserts of the Middle East, researchers armed with cutting-edge technology are uncovering evidence so shocking that it forces us to question the very timeline of human civilization itself. Picture this: stones cut with precision that rivals modern laser technology, created by people who supposedly had only copper tools. Underground cities carved from solid rock that house tens of thousands of inhabitants, built by civilizations that history claims were primitive nomads. Astronomical observatories that predicted celestial events with accuracy that modern computers struggle to match, constructed thousands of years before such knowledge was thought to exist. These discoveries are not isolated anomalies scattered across forgotten corners of the Earth. They represent a global pattern of impossible achievements that challenges our most fundamental assumptions about human development. Recent archaeological breakthroughs using artificial intelligence, LiDAR mapping, and advanced dating techniques have revealed that our ancestors possessed capabilities that we are only now beginning to understand, and in some cases, capabilities that we still cannot replicate today. The evidence emerging from excavation sites worldwide tells a story that mainstream archaeology has struggled to accept. In 2024 alone, artificial intelligence discovered 303 previously unknown Nazca geoglyphs in Peru, nearly doubling the number of these mysterious desert drawings. Each discovery raises more questions than it answers. How did ancient peoples create geometric patterns visible only from heights they could never reach? Why do civilizations separated by oceans and millennia demonstrate identical construction techniques? What knowledge did our ancestors possess that has been lost to time? Consider the shocking reality of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, where massive stone pillars weighing up to 20 tons were carved and erected 11,000 years ago. 6,000 years before Stonehenge, 6,500 years before the pyramids. This wasn't built by the agricultural civilizations we're taught about in history books. It was created by hunter-gatherers who supposedly lacked the organizational skills, mathematical knowledge, and technological capabilities for such an undertaking. Yet there it stands, defying our understanding of prehistoric human society. The precision achieved at these ancient sites often exceeds modern manufacturing tolerances. At Pumapunku in Bolivia, massive stone blocks fit together with gaps of less than 15 millimeters. A precision that requires advanced measuring tools and cutting techniques that shouldn't have existed 1,500 years ago. The largest block weighs 131 metric tons and was somehow transported across Lake Titicaca and up steep mountain terrain to an altitude of 12,800 feet, where no trees exist for traditional construction methods. But perhaps the most shocking discoveries lie beneath our feet. The 2014 revelation of the Nevşehir underground city in Turkey unveiled a complex potentially covering 5 million square feet, making it possibly larger than any known ancient surface city. Only partially excavated, it may extend 371 feet underground with 7 kilometers of passages discovered so far. The engineering sophistication required to prevent collapse while maintaining air circulation for thousands of inhabitants challenges everything we know about ancient architectural capabilities. Modern technology continues to reveal the impossible scope of ancient achievements. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar have identified buried structures at sites around the world, suggesting that what we've discovered represents only a fraction of what lies hidden. LiDAR mapping through jungle canopies has revealed massive urban networks in the Amazon rainforest, complete with sophisticated road systems and water management infrastructure, built by civilizations that were supposed to be small, scattered tribes. The astronomical knowledge demonstrated at ancient sites represents perhaps the most mind-bending aspect of these discoveries. Nabta Playa in Egypt, built 7,000 years ago by cattle-worshipping nomads, contains stone arrangements that precisely map the positions of Sirius, Arcturus, and Alpha Centauri, while demonstrating understanding of Earth's 26,000-year precession cycle. Knowledge not officially discovered until modern astronomy. How did prehistoric peoples achieve such sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics? These revelations force us to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of human development. Was technological progress as linear as we've been taught? Did ancient civilizations possess advanced knowledge that was subsequently lost? Are we rediscovering technologies and techniques that our ancestors mastered thousands of years ago? The evidence suggests that human civilization has been far more advanced, widespread, and sophisticated than mainstream historical narratives acknowledge. Recent chemical analysis of ancient artifacts reveals metallurgical knowledge that rivals modern understanding. Precision drilling in granite that exceeds the capabilities of contemporary diamond-tipped tools. Astronomical alignments accurate to fractions of degrees. Construction techniques that modern engineers struggle to comprehend, let alone replicate. What makes these discoveries truly shocking is their global distribution. From the massive stone blocks of Baalbek in Lebanon to the precision-cut walls of Sacsayhuaman in Peru, from the underwater temples of the Yucatan Peninsula to the standing stones of Scotland, ancient peoples worldwide achieved similar feats using supposedly primitive tools. The consistency of these impossible achievements across disconnected cultures suggests either shared knowledge sources or independent development of identical advanced methods. As we stand on the threshold of these revelations, we must prepare to abandon our preconceptions about ancient human capabilities. The places we are about to explore will challenge your understanding of history, engineering, and human potential. They represent not just archaeological curiosities, but evidence of a forgotten chapter of human civilization that possessed knowledge and capabilities that we are only now beginning to appreciate. The ancient world was not a primitive precursor to modern civilization. It was a complex, sophisticated, and in many ways more advanced chapter of human history that we are only beginning to understand. The journey ahead will take us to places so mysterious and achievements so impossible that they will forever change how you perceive our ancestors' true capabilities. Welcome to a world where the impossible becomes reality, where ancient achievements dwarf modern capabilities, and where every discovery forces us to rewrite the story of human civilization itself. From these revelations of lost knowledge and forgotten capabilities, we must now venture into the realm of the truly impossible, ancient engineering feats that challenge not just our understanding of history, but the very laws of physics and material science as we know them. What we are about to witness transcends the boundaries of conventional archaeology and enters territory that seems to belong more to science fiction than historical reality. High in the Bolivian Andes, where the air grows thin and the landscape becomes hostile to human endeavor, stands a monument to impossibility that has bewildered researchers for over a century. At an altitude of 12,800 feet above sea level, where modern construction equipment struggles to function and the human body fights for every breath, ancient builders created something that defies every assumption about prehistoric capabilities. This is Puma Punku, a name that translates to the door of the puma, and it represents perhaps the most shocking example of precision engineering in the ancient world. The site reveals megalithic blocks that appear to have been shaped by advanced machinery rather than primitive tools. These are not rough-hewn stones fitted together with mortar and clay, but precision-cut granite and andesite blocks that interlock with tolerances of just 1 to 15 millimeters. To put this in perspective, such precision rivals the manufacturing standards of modern aerospace components. The edges are so perfectly straight and the angles so exact that even today's laser cutting technology would struggle to achieve such accuracy in stones of this hardness and size. The largest block at Puma Punku weighs an estimated 131 metric tons, equivalent to the weight of nearly 200 automobiles. But the mystery extends far beyond mere size. This colossal stone was somehow quarried from a location across Lake Titicaca, transported across the water, and then moved up steep, treacherous mountain terrain to its current position. No roads existed in this region 1,500 years ago, no wheeled vehicles, no draft animals capable of such a feat. The engineering challenge is so immense that modern transportation experts struggle to devise methods for moving such massive weights across this terrain even with contemporary equipment. Perhaps most shocking of all are the H-shaped blocks that dot the site like pieces of an enormous prehistoric puzzle. These megalithic structures appear to have been designed for modular assembly, with interlocking grooves, channels, and protrusions that suggest they were meant to fit together as components of a larger structure. The precision of these joints is so exact that they resemble modern prefabricated building components more than ancient stonework. Each block shows evidence of advanced planning and manufacturing techniques that required not just sophisticated tools, but detailed engineering drawings and mathematical calculations that supposedly didn't exist in pre-Columbian South America. The tools' marks on these stones present another impossibility. Microscopic analysis reveals cutting patterns that suggest the use of rotary tools moving at high speeds, techniques that require powered machinery. The surfaces show no evidence of the pecking, grinding, and polishing that characterize conventional stoneworking. Instead, they display the smooth, uniform finish that results from precision cutting with advanced tools. How did ancient builders achieve such results without the benefit of electricity, high-speed steel, or diamond-tipped cutting instruments? From the mysteries of Puma Punku, our journey takes us across continents to the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon, where an even more impossible engineering feat awaits our investigation. Here, in the ancient city of Baalbek, Roman ruins stand atop megalithic foundations that predate recorded history and challenge our understanding of what ancient civilizations could achieve. This is the site of the legendary Trilithon, 3 massive stone blocks that form part of the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter and represent the heaviest quarried stones ever moved by human beings. Each of these 3 blocks measures approximately 20 meters long, 4 meters high, and 3 meters wide. Their individual weights have been calculated at between 750 and 800 metric tons, making each one roughly equivalent to the weight of 4 fully loaded Boeing 747 aircraft. These are not just large stones. They are monuments to impossibility that have puzzled engineers and archaeologists for centuries. The precision with which they were cut and positioned defies explanation even by contemporary standards. But the Trilithon represents only the beginning of Baalbek's impossibilities. In 2014, archaeologists uncovered an even larger block in the nearby quarry, dubbed the Forgotten Stone or Stone of the Pregnant Woman. This megalithic monster weighs an estimated 1,650 metric tons, making it the largest quarried stone block in human history. To visualize such massive weight, imagine trying to move 8 Boeing 747s stacked on top of each other. The stone sits in the quarry where it was carved, its surface is finished to the same precision as the blocks that were somehow transported to the construction site. The engineering challenges posed by these stones stretch credibility to its breaking point. Modern cranes capable of lifting such weights exist, but they are massive structures that require extensive preparation and stable foundations. The largest mobile crane in the world, the Liebherr LTM 11200-91, has a maximum lifting capacity of 1,200 tons under ideal conditions, still insufficient for the Forgotten Stone. Yet somehow, ancient builders not only quarried these massive blocks but transported 3 of them over uneven terrain and lifted them precisely into place as part of a complex architectural structure. The precision of the placement is as remarkable as the size of the stones themselves. Despite their enormous weight, the Trilithon blocks fit together with joints so tight that a knife blade cannot be inserted between them. The upper surfaces are perfectly level, creating a stable platform for the Roman construction that followed thousands of years later. Such accuracy requires not just brute force for moving the stones, but sophisticated measurement and alignment techniques that ensured perfect positioning despite the massive scale of the operation. Recent analysis has revealed additional mysteries that deepen the enigma of Baalbek. The blocks show evidence of being cut with tools that left no marks on the stone surfaces, an impossibility with known ancient technology. The internal structure of the megaliths has been examined using ground-penetrating radar, revealing that they were carved from single pieces of limestone with no internal joints or seams. This means that each 800-ton block was extracted as one continuous piece from the bedrock, a feat that requires quarrying techniques beyond anything documented in the ancient world. Our exploration of engineering impossibilities leads us finally to the masterworks of ancient Egypt, where the precision of stone cutting reaches levels that challenge modern manufacturing capabilities. In the underground chambers of the Serapeum at Saqqara, massive granite sarcophagi display craftsmanship that defies explanation. These are not the rough stone coffins one might expect from antiquity, but precision-engineered granite boxes that exhibit tolerances measurable only with modern instruments. Each sarcophagus weighs approximately 70 tons and was carved from single blocks of granite, one of the hardest stones known to ancient builders. The lids fit so precisely that the joints between box and cover are virtually invisible, creating hermetic seals that have preserved their contents for millennia. When measured with modern precision instruments, these granite boxes show internal dimensions accurate to within fractions of millimeters and surface finishes that rival contemporary machine shop standards. Perhaps most shocking are the drill holes found throughout ancient Egyptian stonework. These perfectly circular penetrations in granite show feed rates, the speed at which the drill advanced into the stone, that exceed the capabilities of modern diamond-tipped drill bits. Analysis of the spiral grooves inside these holes reveals that ancient Egyptian tools cut through granite at rates of 1 inch per revolution of the drill. Contemporary equipment, using industrial diamonds and carbide cutting surfaces, advances at roughly 1 inch per 6 revolutions under ideal conditions. The precision extends to massive architectural elements as well. The granite blocks of the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid show cutting accuracy that places them within tolerances of 1/50th of an inch across spans of several feet. The internal corners of these blocks display right angles so precise that modern machinery would be required to achieve similar accuracy. Yet these achievements were supposedly accomplished using copper tools, wooden implements, and stone hammers, technology that materials science demonstrates is inadequate for working granite. Recent analysis using electron microscopy has revealed tool marks on Egyptian granite work that suggest cutting methods unknown to conventional archaeology. The patterns indicate the use of high-speed rotary tools with cutting edges harder than the granite itself. Some marks show evidence of circular saw cuts in granite blocks, implying the existence of powered machinery capable of driving large-diameter cutting wheels through some of the hardest stone on Earth. These engineering impossibilities, from the machine-like precision of Puma Punku to the impossible weights of Baalbek's megaliths to the unexplainable accuracy of Egyptian granite work, force us to confront a disturbing possibility. Perhaps our ancestors possessed technological capabilities that we have neither recognized nor understood. Perhaps the linear progression from primitive to advanced that characterizes our understanding of human development is fundamentally flawed. As we prepare to journey deeper into these mysteries, we must steel ourselves for revelations that will challenge not just our knowledge of ancient techniques, but our understanding of when advanced civilization truly began. For the evidence before us suggests that the timeline of human achievement may be far different, and far more shocking, than anything we have dared to imagine. The engineering impossibilities we have witnessed represent only the beginning of a far more disturbing revelation, one that strikes at the very heart of everything we believe about human development. Prepare to witness discoveries so shocking that they don't merely challenge our understanding of ancient capabilities. They obliterate our most fundamental assumptions about when civilization itself began. What we are about to explore will force us to confront the possibility that our entire chronology of human progress is not just incomplete, but fundamentally wrong. In the rolling hills of southeastern Turkey, beneath layers of earth that have concealed its secrets for millennia, lies a complex that has rewritten the entire story of human civilization. This is Göbekli Tepe, whose name translates to Potbelly Hill, a deceptively simple designation for what may be the most important archaeological discovery in human history. When German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt first struck his shovel into this ancient soil in 1994, he could never have imagined that he was about to unearth evidence that would shatter our understanding of when complex societies first emerged on Earth. The massive limestone pillars that gradually emerged from the earth left researchers speechless with disbelief. These are not crude stone monuments hastily erected by primitive peoples, but sophisticated megalithic structures rising up to 6 meters tall and weighing dozens of tons each. The T-shaped pillars are arranged in precise circles, their surfaces covered with intricate carvings of animals: lions, wild boars, foxes, snakes, and countless abstract symbols that seem to tell stories we can no longer comprehend. The artistry is breathtaking, displaying a level of sophistication that speaks to advanced planning, mathematical precision, and artistic vision that rivals the greatest works of later civilizations. But here lies the revelation that has sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. Göbekli Tepe is more than 11,000 years old. To fully grasp the implications of this date, we must understand what it means in the context of human development. This complex predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years, the Egyptian pyramids by 6,500 years, and the invention of agriculture itself by at least a millennium. According to everything we thought we knew about human progress, such sophisticated construction should not have been possible during this period of prehistory. The conventional narrative of civilization tells us that complex societies emerged only after the development of agriculture allowed humans to settle in permanent communities, accumulate surplus food, and develop specialized skills. Hunter-gatherer societies, we were taught, lived in small, nomadic bands focused entirely on survival, lacking the organizational structure, mathematical knowledge, or technological capabilities necessary for monumental architecture. Yet Göbekli Tepe was built by exactly such hunter-gatherer communities, peoples who supposedly possessed none of the prerequisites for creating sophisticated megalithic complexes. Recent discoveries in 2025 have made the mystery even more profound. Excavations have revealed evidence of a permanent water collection system with a capacity of 150 cubic meters, sophisticated drainage channels, and residential areas that suggest Göbekli Tepe was not merely a ceremonial site visited occasionally, but a functioning settlement that required long-term planning and maintenance. The implications are staggering. Organized communities with advanced engineering knowledge existed thousands of years before agriculture was supposed to have made such societies possible. Perhaps most disturbing of all is the realization that we have barely scratched the surface of this ancient wonder. Ground-penetrating radar has identified at least 15 additional stone circles buried beneath the earth, meaning that what has been excavated represents less than 10% of the total complex. If the hidden portions match the sophistication of what has already been revealed, Göbekli Tepe may represent a prehistoric civilization of unimaginable scope and complexity. The mystery deepens when we consider the site's abandonment. Around 8000 BCE, the builders of Göbekli Tepe deliberately buried their creation under tons of earth, as if determined to hide their achievement from future generations. This was not gradual abandonment due to changing circumstances, but a conscious decision to entomb one of humanity's greatest architectural accomplishments. Why would a society invest enormous effort to create such a magnificent complex, only to deliberately bury it forever? From the timeline-shattering revelations of Turkey, our journey takes us deep into the Egyptian desert, where another discovery challenges our understanding of when advanced astronomical knowledge first appeared in human history. In the remote region of Nabta Playa, approximately 100 kilometers west of Abu Simbel, archaeologists have uncovered what may be the world's oldest astronomical observatory, a stone circle that demonstrates mathematical and scientific knowledge that supposedly wouldn't be developed for thousands of years. The site appears unremarkable at first glance, a collection of standing stones arranged in various patterns across the desert landscape. But detailed analysis has revealed that these seemingly random arrangements constitute one of the most sophisticated astronomical computers ever created by ancient peoples. The stone alignments precisely map the positions of some of the most important stars in the ancient sky, Sirius, Arcturus, and Alpha Centauri, with an accuracy that rivals modern astronomical instruments. What makes Nabta Playa truly shocking is not just its precision, but its age and the supposed primitive nature of its builders. This astronomical complex was constructed approximately 7,000 years ago by cattle-worshipping nomadic peoples who, according to conventional archaeology, should have possessed no knowledge of advanced mathematics or sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. Yet the evidence before us demonstrates that these primitive herders possessed astronomical knowledge that wouldn't be officially discovered by mainstream science until the modern era. The most mind-bending aspect of Nabta Playa is its demonstration of knowledge about Earth's precession, the slow wobble of our planet's axis that causes the positions of stars to shift gradually over a cycle of approximately 26,000 years. The stone arrangements at Nabta Playa show clear evidence that their builders understood this phenomenon and incorporated it into their astronomical calculations. Such knowledge requires centuries or even millennia of careful observation and mathematical analysis to detect and quantify. How did nomadic cattle herders 7,000 years ago possess understanding of astronomical phenomena that modern science has recognized only within the past few centuries? The implications extend far beyond simple stargazing. The level of mathematical sophistication required to create such precise astronomical alignments suggests that the builders of Nabta possessed advanced knowledge of geometry, trigonometry, and observational astronomy. They had developed methods for making precise measurements across large distances, calculated complex angular relationships between celestial objects, and created permanent monuments that could maintain their astronomical accuracy over thousands of years. Recent research has revealed that the Nabta stones were carefully selected and positioned to account for the gradual drift of star positions due to precession. This means the builders not only understood the phenomenon but could calculate its effects and compensate for them in their stone arrangements. Such sophisticated understanding of astronomical mechanics shouldn't have existed among any human culture 7,000 years ago, yet the evidence stands undeniably in the Egyptian desert. The pattern of impossible timeline disruptions extends into the very present, as modern technology reveals ancient achievements that continue to challenge our understanding of prehistoric capabilities. In 2024, artificial intelligence accomplished something that human researchers had failed to achieve despite decades of intensive study: the discovery of 303 previously unknown geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert of Peru. This breakthrough nearly doubled the number of known Nazca lines and revealed new levels of sophistication in these mysterious desert drawings. The newly discovered geoglyphs display the same impossible characteristics that have puzzled researchers since the Nazca lines were first documented: geometric precision that requires aerial perspective to appreciate, mathematical planning that suggests advanced understanding of surveying techniques, and artistic vision that spans vast distances across the desert landscape. Many of the new discoveries show intricate geometric patterns, animal figures, and abstract designs that are invisible from ground level but perfectly proportioned when viewed from above. The mystery of the Nazca lines has always centered on a fundamental impossibility. How did ancient peoples create massive ground drawings that can only be properly seen and appreciated from heights they could never achieve? The lines stretch for kilometers across the desert, maintaining perfectly straight trajectories despite crossing varied terrain. The geometric figures display mathematical precision that requires careful measurement and planning. The animal geoglyphs show anatomical accuracy and artistic sophistication that suggests detailed knowledge of the creatures they represent. The 2024 AI discoveries have added new dimensions to this mystery. Among the newly identified geoglyphs are figures that appear to show beings wielding knives, complex geometric patterns that suggest advanced mathematical knowledge, and arrangements that may represent astronomical alignments. The precision of these drawings, created between 500 BCE and 500 CE, demonstrates planning capabilities and surveying techniques that shouldn't have existed in pre-Columbian Peru. Perhaps most disturbing is the realization that these timeline-destroying discoveries represent only the beginning of a larger pattern. Across the globe, advanced astronomical knowledge, sophisticated engineering techniques, and complex mathematical understanding appear in the archaeological record thousands of years before such capabilities should have existed according to conventional chronologies. From the precision astronomical alignments of Newgrange in Ireland to the sophisticated water management systems discovered in ancient Amazon cities, the evidence suggests that human civilization has been far more advanced and far older than mainstream archaeology has acknowledged. The pattern extends beyond individual sites to encompass entire regions and cultures. Recent LiDAR mapping of the Amazon rainforest has revealed urban networks covering hundreds of square kilometers, complete with sophisticated road systems, water management infrastructure, and defensive earthworks that predate European contact by over a millennium. Satellite archaeology continues to identify buried structures and lost cities around the world, each discovery pushing back the timeline of complex civilization and revealing capabilities that challenge our understanding of ancient human potential. As we confront these timeline-destroying revelations, we must prepare ourselves for an even more shocking possibility: that beneath the very ground we walk upon lie hidden civilizations of unimaginable scope and sophistication. For if the surface discoveries have taught us anything, it is that our ancestors' true capabilities remain largely unknown, buried beneath millennia of accumulated earth, waiting to reveal secrets that will challenge everything we believe about the depth and antiquity of human achievement. The earth beneath our feet holds secrets so vast and so shocking that they dwarf anything we have discovered on the surface. What we are about to explore challenges not just our understanding of ancient engineering, but our very conception of how large and sophisticated prehistoric civilizations could become. Prepare to descend into hidden worlds that housed tens of thousands of inhabitants, contained complex urban infrastructure, and demonstrate planning capabilities that surpass many modern cities. These are not simple cave dwellings or modest underground shelters, but fully realized subterranean civilizations that represent some of the most ambitious construction projects in human history. In the heart of Turkey's Cappadocia region, where fairy chimneys of volcanic rock create an otherworldly landscape above ground, an accidental discovery in 2014 has revolutionized our understanding of what lies hidden beneath ancient cities. During routine urban transformation work in the city of Nevşehir, construction crews breaking ground for a new housing development uncovered something that defied all expectations: the entrance to what may be the largest underground city ever built by human hands. What emerged from those initial excavations was evidence of a subterranean complex so vast that it challenges the very limits of ancient engineering capabilities. The Nevşehir underground city, as it has come to be known, potentially covers an area of 5 million square feet, making it larger than any known ancient surface city and rivaling modern metropolitan areas in terms of sheer scale. To put this in perspective, this single underground complex covers more ground than the entire ancient city of Pompeii and approaches the size of New York's Central Park, all carved from solid volcanic rock and hidden completely from view. The preliminary surveys that followed the discovery revealed a complexity that exceeds anything previously imagined in ancient underground construction. The city extends at least 371 feet underground, equivalent to a modern 35-story building descending into the earth. 7 kilometers of tunnels and passages have been mapped so far, but ground-penetrating radar suggests this represents only a fraction of the total complex. The engineering challenges involved in creating such a vast underground network while maintaining structural integrity and preventing collapse boggle the mind. Recent investigations have revealed that this underground metropolis contains all the infrastructure necessary for a completely self-sufficient civilization. Sophisticated ventilation systems ensure fresh air circulation throughout the deepest chambers. Water collection and distribution networks provide clean water to every level. Food storage areas, workshops, communal gathering spaces, and residential quarters are arranged in a logical urban plan that demonstrates advanced city planning principles. The scale of organization required to coordinate such a massive construction project suggests a level of social complexity and administrative capability that challenges our assumptions about ancient societies. Perhaps most shocking is the realization that Nevşehir represents only one example of a widespread phenomenon. Archaeological surveys have identified dozens of similar underground complexes throughout the Cappadocia region, suggesting that entire populations lived their lives in sophisticated subterranean cities. The total scope of this underground civilization may have housed hundreds of thousands of inhabitants across multiple interconnected complexes, creating a hidden world that existed parallel to surface civilizations. The mystery deepens when we consider the age and purpose of these underground cities. While definitive dating remains challenging, evidence suggests construction began over 3,000 years ago and continued for centuries. The original builders remain unknown, but the sophistication of the engineering indicates a highly organized society with advanced knowledge of structural mechanics, hydrology, and urban planning. Why would such a capable civilization choose to build underground rather than on the surface? What circumstances drove them to create these hidden worlds? Our exploration of underground impossibilities leads us to an even more mind-bending example of ancient subterranean engineering. In the same region of Cappadocia, the underground city of Derinkuyu has captured the imagination of researchers and visitors alike since its rediscovery in 1963. What makes Derinkuyu truly shocking is not just its size, but the sophistication of its engineering and the evidence it provides for the true scale of ancient underground civilizations. Derinkuyu descends 18 levels deep into the earth, creating a vertical city that extends over 200 feet underground. This is not a simple network of caves or tunnels, but a fully planned urban environment complete with all the infrastructure necessary to support human life for extended periods. The complex was designed to house approximately 20,000 people along with their livestock, creating a completely self-contained ecosystem hidden beneath the Earth's surface. The engineering sophistication required to create such a complex challenges everything we know about ancient construction capabilities. The city features over 15,000 ventilation shafts that provide fresh air to even the deepest chambers, ensuring that thousands of inhabitants could breathe safely hundreds of feet underground. These ventilation systems demonstrate advanced understanding of air dynamics and pressure differentials that rivals modern HVAC engineering. The main ventilation shaft extends over 180 feet deep and was designed to prevent contamination from surface attacks while maintaining consistent airflow throughout the complex. Water management at Derinkuyu represents another engineering marvel. Wells and water distribution systems ensure clean water availability on every level, while sophisticated drainage prevents flooding and maintains sanitary conditions. The city includes communal kitchens, wine and oil storage chambers, stables for livestock, and even schools and religious spaces. This was not a temporary refuge but a permanent underground civilization designed for long-term habitation. Perhaps most impressive are the security features built into Derinkuyu's design. Massive circular stone doors, weighing several tons each, could be rolled into place to seal off sections of the city from invaders. These doors could only be operated from the inside, creating a defensive system that made the underground city virtually impregnable. Narrow tunnels and passages force potential attackers into single-file movement, while hidden chambers and escape routes provide additional protection for inhabitants. The precision of the stone cutting and architectural planning at Derinkuyu rivals anything achieved in surface construction. Walls are perfectly vertical, ceilings maintain consistent heights across vast spaces, and the complex internal geometry of intersecting tunnels and chambers demonstrates mathematical planning capabilities that shouldn't have existed in ancient times. The builders somehow managed to maintain structural integrity while carving through soft volcanic tuff, preventing collapse despite the enormous scale of excavation. Recent discoveries have revealed that Derinkuyu was connected to other underground cities through a vast network of tunnels stretching for miles beneath the earth. This suggests that the underground civilization of Cappadocia was even more extensive than previously imagined, with multiple cities linked in a subterranean transportation network that allowed movement between complexes without ever surfacing. Our journey into hidden underground worlds takes a shocking turn as we venture into the flooded cave systems of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, where recent discoveries have revealed something that challenges our understanding of both ancient engineering and religious beliefs. Here, in the underwater darkness of cenotes and cave networks, archaeologists have uncovered physical manifestations of the Maya underworld, actual temples built in submerged cave systems that were once above water. The discovery of 11 stone temples within underwater cave systems represents one of the most extraordinary examples of ancient construction in impossible environments. These are not simple shrines or small ceremonial spaces, but fully realized temple complexes built in locations that required sophisticated understanding of cave systems, hydrology, and structural engineering. The temples were constructed during periods when water levels were lower, but their builders clearly understood that rising waters would eventually submerge their creations. The engineering challenges involved in building stone temples within cave systems are staggering. The builders had to transport massive stone blocks through narrow cave passages, often navigating tight spaces and irregular terrain in complete darkness. The temple foundations had to be precisely leveled on uneven cave floors, while walls and roofs had to be constructed without compromising the structural integrity of the surrounding rock formations. The precision of the stonework rivals surface Maya construction, demonstrating that these underground builders possessed the same advanced masonry skills as their surface counterparts. What makes these underwater temples truly shocking is their connection to Maya religious beliefs about Xibalba, the underworld realm of their mythology. The Maya believed that caves and cenotes were portals to the underworld, making these submerged temples literal gateways to the realm of the gods and ancestors. The discovery of actual temple complexes in these locations suggests that Maya religious practices were far more elaborate and physically realized than previously understood. The temples contain intricate carvings, ceremonial altars, and religious iconography that required skilled artisans working in challenging underground conditions. Some chambers show evidence of elaborate rituals involving fire ceremonies, water rituals, and offerings to underworld deities. The sophistication of these religious practices, combined with the engineering challenges of underground construction, demonstrates a level of cultural and technological development that extends Maya civilization far beyond what was visible on the surface. Recent underwater archaeological surveys have revealed that these temple complexes are part of a larger network of modified cave systems that may extend for hundreds of kilometers beneath the Yucatan Peninsula. The Maya appear to have developed an entire underground religious infrastructure that paralleled their surface civilization, creating a hidden world dedicated to communication with the underworld realms of their cosmology. As we emerge from these underground revelations, our understanding of ancient capabilities has been fundamentally transformed. The evidence before us demonstrates that our ancestors created hidden civilizations of staggering scope and sophistication, engineered underground cities that housed tens of thousands of inhabitants, and built temple complexes in impossible environments that required advanced technical knowledge and spiritual vision. But perhaps most shocking of all is the realization that these underground achievements required technologies and techniques that we are only now beginning to understand. Lost knowledge that enabled impossible feats of engineering and construction that continue to baffle modern experts. The magnificent underground cities and impossible construction feats we have witnessed could not have been achieved without sophisticated technologies that challenge our understanding of ancient capabilities. What we are about to explore represents perhaps the most disturbing aspect of archaeological discovery. The undeniable evidence that our ancestors possessed technical knowledge and manufacturing capabilities that we have lost, forgotten, or are only now rediscovering. These are not crude approximations of modern technology, but sophisticated devices and materials that in many cases exceed contemporary capabilities and demonstrate scientific understanding that shouldn't have existed thousands of years ago. In the depths of the Mediterranean Sea, off the Greek island of Antikythera, sponge divers in 1901 made a discovery that would challenge our understanding of ancient technology for over a century. Among the bronze statues and pottery recovered from an ancient Roman shipwreck, they found a corroded lump of bronze and wood that seemed unremarkable at first glance. This deteriorated mass would later prove to be one of the most sophisticated mechanical devices ever created in the ancient world. A technological marvel so advanced that its very existence rewrites the timeline of human engineering achievement. The Antikythera mechanism, as this ancient device has come to be known, represents what can only be described as the world's first analog computer. After decades of painstaking research using the most advanced imaging techniques available, scientists have revealed that this 2,000-year-old device contains at least 69 precisely engineered bronze gears arranged in a complex mechanical system capable of calculating and predicting astronomical events with stunning accuracy. The sophistication of this ancient computer is so advanced that nothing comparable appears in the historical record until the development of mechanical clocks in medieval Europe over 1,000 years later. Recent analysis using gravitational wave detection techniques, the same technology used to detect ripples in spacetime, has revealed manufacturing precision in the Antikythera mechanism that defies explanation. The device contains 354 precisely positioned holes arranged around its main gear wheel, with radial variations of only 0.028 millimeters. To achieve such tolerances in bronze components 2,000 years ago would have required manufacturing techniques and measuring instruments that supposedly didn't exist in the ancient world. Modern precision machining using computer-controlled equipment would struggle to achieve such accuracy in similar materials. The computational capabilities of the Antikythera mechanism are equally astounding. The device can predict solar and lunar eclipses decades in advance with 999% accuracy, calculate the positions of known planets, and track the complex cycles of ancient Greek calendars. It incorporates an understanding of differential gearing, a mechanical principle not officially rediscovered until the 13th century, and demonstrates knowledge of astronomical cycles that require centuries of careful observation to detect and quantify. Perhaps most shocking is the device's prediction of the 235 lunar month Metonic cycle, a sophisticated astronomical period that governs the relationship between solar and lunar calendars. The mechanism's gear trains are specifically designed to model this cycle with mechanical precision. indicating that its creators possessed mathematical knowledge and astronomical understanding that rivals modern capabilities. The level of engineering sophistication required to translate complex astronomical calculations into precise mechanical movements suggests a tradition of scientific instrument making that has been completely lost to history. Recent 3D modeling of the device's internal mechanisms has revealed additional complexities that continue to astound researchers. The mechanism includes provisions for leap years, accounts for the irregular orbit of the Moon, and incorporates corrections for the elliptical nature of planetary orbits. Knowledge that wouldn't be officially codified until the work of Johannes Kepler in the 17th century. The creators of this ancient computer possessed understanding of celestial mechanics that predates its supposed discovery by over a millennium. From the precision bronze work of ancient Greece, our exploration of lost technologies takes us to the metallurgical mysteries of medieval Damascus, where master smiths created steel that possessed properties modern science struggles to understand, let alone replicate. Damascus steel represents one of the most famous examples of lost technology. A metallurgical achievement so advanced that the knowledge required to create it disappeared entirely from human civilization and has never been fully recovered. The legendary blades forged from Damascus steel possessed qualities that seemed almost magical to those who encountered them. These weapons could cut through European armor as if it were cloth, yet remained flexible enough to bend nearly in half without breaking. The steel maintained its razor-sharp edge through multiple battles while demonstrating durability that far exceeded any contemporary metalwork. Historical accounts describe Damascus blades cutting through silk scarves dropped onto their edges and slicing through metal armor with equal ease, performance characteristics that modern metallurgy finds difficult to achieve even with advanced alloys and heat treatment techniques. The visual characteristics of Damascus steel were as remarkable as its performance. The distinctive watered pattern that gave the steel its name resulted from the complex internal structure of the metal itself. This pattern wasn't applied to the surface but extended throughout the entire thickness of the blade, indicating that the unique properties were inherent to the material rather than surface treatments. Modern analysis has revealed that this pattern results from the formation of carbon nanotubes and cementite nanowires within the steel matrix, nanotechnology that wouldn't be officially discovered until the late 20th century. The production of true Damascus steel required specific raw materials that are no longer available. The steel was created from Wood's ingots imported from India, which contained precise trace elements including vanadium, molybdenum, and chromium from now depleted mines. The forging process required heating the steel to exactly 1,300 degrees Celsius and cooling it slowly over a period of 5 to 7 days. Knowledge that was passed down through generations of master smiths who understood the practical requirements without necessarily comprehending the underlying material science. When the sources of Wood steel were exhausted in the early 18th century, the knowledge of Damascus steel production was lost forever. Despite over 300 years of scientific investigation, including electron microscopy analysis and advanced materials testing, modern metallurgists have been unable to recreate true Damascus steel. Contemporary attempts to replicate the material's properties have produced similar-looking patterns and improved performance, but the unique combination of flexibility, hardness, and edge retention that characterized historical Damascus steel remains beyond our manufacturing capabilities. Recent research has revealed that the creation of Damascus steel involved manipulation of crystal structures at the atomic level. The distinctive properties resulted from precise control of carbon distribution and grain boundary formation that required knowledge of material science principles not officially understood until the development of modern metallurgy. The master smiths of Damascus somehow achieved nanotechnology-level control over material properties using techniques that modern science cannot fully explain or reproduce. Our exploration of lost ancient technologies reaches its most shocking revelation in the examination of a Roman artifact that demonstrates nanotechnology capabilities that shouldn't have existed until the 20th century. The Lycurgus cup, a 1,600-year-old Roman drinking vessel, exhibits optical properties that require manufacturing precision at the atomic level and understanding of light manipulation that predates its official discovery by over 1,500 years. The cup displays a phenomenon called dichroism, appearing green when light reflects off its surface but glowing ruby red when light passes through it. This dramatic color change results from the presence of gold and silver nanoparticles embedded in the glass matrix, particles that are precisely 50 nanometers in size. To achieve the dichroic effect, these nanoparticles must be manufactured to exact specifications and distributed uniformly throughout the glass material. The precision required is so extreme that variations of even a few nanometers would destroy the optical properties entirely. Modern analysis using electron microscopy has revealed the extraordinary sophistication of the cup's construction. The nanoparticles are distributed in a ratio of approximately 14 parts gold to 1 part silver, with particle sizes that vary by less than 10 nanometers across the entire structure. This level of consistency requires manufacturing control that approaches atomic-level precision. The glass matrix itself shows evidence of controlled annealing that prevented stress concentrations while maintaining optical clarity. Techniques that require understanding of glass science and thermal management that wouldn't be developed until the modern era. The production of the Lycurgus cup would have required temperature control within 10 degrees Celsius during the manufacturing process. The nanoparticles had to be created through controlled precipitation from dissolved metals, distributed evenly throughout the molten glass, and maintained in suspension during cooling without aggregating or settling. This process requires knowledge of particle physics, solution chemistry, and thermodynamics that represents a level of scientific understanding far beyond what is documented in Roman technical literature. Recent experiments attempting to recreate the Lycurgus cup's properties have required sophisticated laboratory equipment, precise temperature monitoring, and chemical analysis techniques that were unavailable until the 20th century. Despite access to modern scientific instruments and understanding of the underlying physics, contemporary glassmakers have struggled to achieve the same level of consistency and optical performance demonstrated in this 1,600-year-old artifact. The implications of these lost technologies extend far beyond individual artifacts or techniques. They suggest that ancient civilizations possessed scientific knowledge and manufacturing capabilities that we are only now beginning to understand. The Antikythera mechanism demonstrates mechanical engineering and astronomical knowledge that predates its supposed development by centuries. Damascus steel reveals metallurgical techniques that modern science cannot fully replicate. The Lycurgus cup shows nanotechnology applications that shouldn't have been possible until the atomic age. As we confront the reality of these lost technologies, we must prepare ourselves for an even more disturbing revelation: that these sophisticated devices and materials may represent only a small fraction of ancient knowledge that has been lost to time. For if our ancestors could create mechanical computers, manipulate matter at the atomic level, and develop metallurgical techniques beyond our current capabilities, what other technologies might they have possessed that have vanished completely from the historical record? The answer to this question lies hidden beneath jungle canopies, desert sands, and even underwater, where cutting-edge technology is now revealing entire civilizations that have remained invisible to human eyes for millennia. The lost technologies we have witnessed represent individual achievements of ancient innovation, but they pale in comparison to what modern detection methods are now revealing about the true scope of ancient civilization itself. Across the globe, revolutionary technologies are peeling back the veils of time to expose entire urban networks, sophisticated cities, and complex societies that have remained completely hidden from human knowledge for thousands of years. What we are about to discover challenges not just our understanding of specific ancient achievements, but our fundamental assumptions about where complex civilizations existed and how widespread advanced human societies truly were in prehistory. In the dense rainforests of eastern Ecuador, where the canopy grows so thick that sunlight barely penetrates to the forest floor, an extraordinary discovery has rewritten our understanding of ancient Amazonian civilization. Here, in the remote Upano Valley, LiDAR technology has revealed the existence of a vast urban network that rivals the greatest cities of the ancient world in scope and sophistication. This is not a single settlement or modest community, but an interconnected metropolitan complex covering over 300 square kilometers of Amazon rainforest, an area larger than most modern cities and representing one of the most extensive ancient urban developments ever discovered. The scale of this hidden civilization defies everything we thought we knew about prehistoric Amazonian societies. LiDAR mapping has identified more than 6,000 interconnected earthen platforms arranged in a sophisticated urban plan that demonstrates advanced city planning principles. These platforms, each representing the foundation of residential or ceremonial structures, are connected by an intricate network of raised highways stretching up to 20 kilometers in length. The longest of these ancient roads extends farther than the distance from downtown Manhattan to the Bronx, all constructed through dense rainforest terrain using engineering techniques that required sophisticated understanding of hydrology, soil management, and construction logistics. The engineering achievements revealed in the Upano Valley challenge fundamental assumptions about the carrying capacity of rainforest environments. This urban network supported an estimated population of 10,000 to 30,000 inhabitants during its peak period from 500 BCE to 600 CE, a population density that supposedly should have been impossible to sustain in Amazon rainforest conditions. The discovery forces us to reconsider everything we believed about the limitations of tropical forest agriculture and the potential for complex urban development in rainforest environments. Recent ground truthing expeditions have revealed that this hidden metropolis included sophisticated water management systems, defensive earthworks, and specialized activity areas that indicate a highly organized society with complex social stratification. The raised highway system demonstrates understanding of seasonal flooding patterns and drainage engineering that prevented erosion and maintained year-round transportation routes through challenging terrain. Ceremonial centers scattered throughout the network suggest a unified religious or political system that coordinated activities across the entire urban complex. Perhaps most shocking is the realization that this represents only one example of a broader pattern of hidden Amazonian urbanism. LiDAR surveys continue to identify similar complexes throughout the Amazon basin, suggesting that the rainforest once supported a network of interconnected cities that collectively housed hundreds of thousands of inhabitants. The implications are staggering. The Amazon was not the pristine wilderness that European explorers encountered, but a managed landscape that supported complex urban civilizations for over a millennium. From the hidden cities of the Amazon rainforest, our journey takes us to one of Earth's most inhospitable environments, where recent archaeological discoveries have revealed sophisticated urban centers thriving in locations that seem utterly impossible for human habitation. In the heart of Saudi Arabia's volcanic Harat, where temperatures soar above 50 degrees Celsius and rainfall measures less than 50 millimeters per year, cutting-edge archaeological techniques have uncovered evidence of Bronze Age cities that challenge our understanding of ancient adaptation to extreme environments. The discovery of Al-Nada, hidden beneath layers of volcanic basalt in the Khaybar Oasis, represents one of the most remarkable examples of ancient urban development in hostile environments ever documented. This 4,400-year-old fortified city predates the biblical patriarch Abraham by over 1,000 years and demonstrates that complex urban civilizations flourished in the Arabian Peninsula during periods when such development was thought to be impossible in such arid conditions. Al-Nada covers approximately 26 square kilometers and contains evidence of sophisticated multi-story residential architecture, with some structures rising 3 stories above ground level. The city was protected by an elaborate defensive system, including a massive wall network stretching 145 kilometers around the settlement, longer than the ancient walls of Jerusalem and demonstrating military engineering capabilities that required coordinated planning and enormous labor investment. The fortifications include watchtowers, gates, and defensive bastions arranged according to principles of siege warfare that suggest the inhabitants faced significant external threats and possessed advanced knowledge of military architecture. The most shocking aspect of Al-Nada is its sophisticated water management system, which enabled a thriving urban population in one of Earth's most water-scarce environments. Archaeological evidence reveals an intricate network of wells, channels, and storage facilities that collected and distributed precious water resources with efficiency that rivals modern desert city infrastructure. The system includes underground cisterns carved from bedrock, covered channels that prevented evaporation, and distribution networks that supplied water to every sector of the city. Recent geophysical surveys have revealed that Al-Nada was connected to other Bronze Age settlements through a network of ancient trade routes that spanned the Arabian Peninsula. The city appears to have served as a crucial hub in prehistoric trade networks linking Mesopotamia, the Levant, and the African continent. Evidence of exotic materials, including copper from Oman, precious stones from India, and ceramics from distant regions, demonstrates that this desert metropolis participated in international commerce on a scale that challenges our understanding of Bronze Age economic systems. The sophistication of Alnatoa's urban planning extends to specialized districts for different activities, including metalworking quarters, pottery production areas, and administrative centers. The city's layout demonstrates understanding of urban design principles that optimize traffic flow, sanitation, and defensive capabilities. The preservation of the site beneath volcanic deposits has maintained organic materials and architectural details that provide unprecedented insights into daily life in a Bronze Age desert city. Our exploration of hidden civilizations takes perhaps its most shocking turn as we venture beneath the waters of Lake Michigan, where sonar technology and underwater archaeology have revealed structures that challenge our understanding of when advanced monument construction began in North America. 40 feet beneath the surface of one of the Great Lakes lies evidence of sophisticated prehistoric construction that predates the most famous megalithic monuments of Europe and represents the earliest known complex stone structures in the Americas. The underwater Stonehenge of Lake Michigan, discovered during routine sonar mapping for shipwrecks, consists of large stone formations arranged in precise geometric patterns on the lake bottom. The structure includes a circular arrangement of massive granite boulders, some weighing several tons, positioned according to astronomical alignments that demonstrate sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. Carbon dating of organic materials associated with the stones indicates an age of approximately 9,000 years, making this underwater monument 4,000 years older than its famous British counterpart. The most extraordinary feature of this underwater site is a large boulder bearing what appears to be a carved image of a mastodon, an extinct elephant-like creature that disappeared from North America at the end of the last ice age. If confirmed, this carving would represent direct evidence that the monument's builders coexisted with megafauna that vanished over 10,000 years ago, pushing back the timeline of advanced artistic expression in North America by millennia and suggesting cultural continuity across the Pleistocene-Holocene boundary. The engineering challenges involved in constructing this underwater monument would have been formidable even when the site was above water during lower lake levels following the last glacial period. The builders had to transport massive granite boulders across considerable distances, since the nearest granite outcrops lie over 100 kilometers from the site. The precision of the astronomical alignments suggests the monument served as an ancient observatory, requiring mathematical knowledge and surveying techniques that demonstrate sophisticated intellectual capabilities among prehistoric Great Lakes populations. Recent underwater surveys have revealed that the Lake Michigan site represents part of a larger complex of submerged structures extending across several square kilometers of lake bottom. Additional stone formations, possible hunting blinds, and what may be prehistoric fish weirs suggest that this underwater landscape preserves evidence of extensive human modification during periods of lower water levels. The site may represent the most complex prehistoric hunting and ceremonial complex ever discovered in the Great Lakes region. The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond individual sites to encompass a fundamental revision of our understanding of ancient human capabilities and distribution. The hidden civilizations revealed by modern technology demonstrate that sophisticated urban planning, advanced engineering, and complex social organization existed in locations and time periods where such development was thought to be impossible. From Amazon rainforests to Arabian deserts to the depths of the Great Lakes, cutting-edge detection methods are revealing that our ancestors created complex societies in environments we considered unsuitable for advanced civilization. As we absorb the implications of these hidden worlds, we must prepare ourselves for an even more profound revelation: that the sophisticated civilizations we have discovered possessed astronomical knowledge and mathematical understanding that enabled them to align their monuments with celestial events with precision that rivals modern observatories. The scope of ancient knowledge extends far beyond earthbound engineering to encompass understanding of cosmic cycles and celestial mechanics that suggests our ancestors possessed scientific capabilities that we are only now beginning to appreciate. The hidden civilizations and lost technologies we have explored represent achievements that challenge our understanding of ancient capabilities, but they pale in comparison to what we are about to discover about our ancestors' knowledge of the cosmos itself. Across the globe, ancient monuments demonstrate understanding of astronomical phenomena so sophisticated that it predates the supposed development of such knowledge by thousands of years. These are not simple observations of sunrise and sunset, but complex calculations involving celestial cycles, mathematical precision, and engineering accuracy that rival the capabilities of modern observatories. What we are about to witness forces us to confront the possibility that ancient peoples possessed scientific knowledge about the universe that we have dismissed, forgotten, or are only now rediscovering. In the rolling green hills of Ireland's Boyne Valley, where Celtic mists shroud ancient secrets and prehistoric stones whisper of forgotten knowledge, stands a monument that represents perhaps the most precise astronomical achievement of the ancient world. Newgrange, built over 5,000 years ago by Neolithic farmers who supposedly possessed only the most basic understanding of celestial mechanics, demonstrates a level of astronomical precision that defies everything we believe about prehistoric capabilities. The monument itself appears deceptively simple, a massive circular mound of earth and stone rising from the Irish countryside like a great green hill. But hidden within this ancient structure lies one of the most sophisticated astronomical instruments ever created by human hands. For 17 precious minutes each year, on the morning of the winter solstice, a shaft of golden sunlight penetrates deep into the heart of the monument through a carefully engineered roof box, illuminating the inner chamber with celestial fire that has burned unchanged for 50 centuries. The precision required to achieve this astronomical alignment staggers the imagination. The roof box opening measures exactly 20 centimeters square and is positioned with such accuracy that if it were moved just 8 inches higher or lower, the winter solstice effect would fail completely. The light beam must travel 62 feet through the monument's entrance passage, navigate a precisely calculated angle, and arrive at the inner chamber at exactly the right moment to create the illumination effect. This requires mathematical calculations involving the sun's declination angle, the monument's geographical latitude, and the complex relationship between Earth's axial tilt and seasonal solar positions. Recent laser measurements have revealed that the passage alignment is accurate to within minutes of arc, a precision that requires surveying techniques and astronomical knowledge that supposedly wouldn't be developed for thousands of years. The builders had to account for the gradual shifting of sunrise positions throughout the year, calculate the exact angle required for winter solstice illumination, and engineer a structure that would maintain this alignment across millennia despite settling, erosion, and geological changes. The engineering challenges involved in creating Newgrange's solar alignment required understanding of multiple complex astronomical phenomena. The builders had to know the precise angle of the sun's rays on the winter solstice morning, account for atmospheric refraction that affects light paths, and calculate the monument's orientation relative to true astronomical north rather than magnetic north. The accuracy of their calculations has been verified by modern astronomical software, confirming that the alignment was deliberate and demonstrates sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. Perhaps most shocking is the realization that creating such precision required generations of careful observation and mathematical analysis. The builders had to track solar positions across multiple years to identify the exact moment of winter solstice, develop surveying techniques capable of maintaining accuracy across the monument's large scale, and possess mathematical knowledge sufficient to translate astronomical observations into architectural specifications. This suggests a tradition of scientific observation and calculation that contradicts everything we know about Neolithic intellectual capabilities. Recent discoveries have revealed that Newgrange is part of a larger complex of monuments that demonstrate even more sophisticated astronomical knowledge. The nearby monuments of Knowth and Dowth show alignments with other significant celestial events, suggesting that the entire Boyne Valley complex functioned as a prehistoric observatory capable of tracking multiple astronomical cycles simultaneously. The precision of these alignments, maintained across thousands of years, represents one of the most remarkable achievements of ancient astronomical engineering ever documented. Our exploration of impossible astronomical knowledge takes us to one of the most mysterious and perplexing monuments on Earth, located in the windswept landscape of the Golan Heights, where ancient stones guard secrets that continue to baffle researchers. Here, in a region contested by modern nations, stands a structure so enigmatic that its very existence challenges our understanding of prehistoric construction capabilities and astronomical knowledge. This is Rum El Hiri, known locally as the Wheel of Ghosts, a massive stone circle complex that has defied explanation for over a century. The monument consists of 5 concentric stone circles constructed from an estimated 40,000 tons of basalt rock, a quantity of stone equivalent to the weight of over 200 modern jumbo jets. The outermost circle measures 150 meters in diameter, making it larger than Stonehenge and requiring engineering coordination across a scale that challenges our assumptions about Bronze Age organizational capabilities. The stones were quarried from distant sources and transported across difficult terrain using methods that remain completely unknown to archaeologists. What makes Rum El Hiri truly shocking is not just its massive scale, but the precision of its construction and the mystery surrounding its astronomical alignments. For decades, researchers believed the monument was oriented toward significant astronomical events, particularly the summer solstice sunrise. Multiple studies have attempted to decode the astronomical significance of the stone arrangements, proposing various theories about celestial alignments and calendar functions that would demonstrate advanced astronomical knowledge among its Bronze Age builders. However, a groundbreaking 2024 study has revealed something that makes Rum El Hiri even more mysterious than previously imagined. Advanced geological analysis using GPS surveying and ground-penetrating radar has demonstrated that the entire monument has shifted and rotated from its original position due to geological forces acting over thousands of years. This means that any apparent astronomical alignments observed today do not represent the original intentions of the builders, leaving the monument's true purpose completely unknown. The implications of this discovery are staggering. If the monument's current orientation doesn't reflect its original astronomical function, then everything researchers thought they understood about Rum El Hiri was incorrect. The massive effort required to construct this 40,000-ton stone complex must have served some purpose that we can no longer determine, representing a level of prehistoric achievement whose meaning has been literally lost to geological time. The engineering challenges involved in constructing Rum El Hiri remain as mysterious as its purpose. The basalt stones, some weighing several tons each, had to be shaped, transported, and positioned with precision across the monument's 150-meter diameter. The concentric circle design required sophisticated surveying techniques to maintain circular geometry across such a large scale. The central burial chamber, constructed from massive stone slabs, demonstrates advanced understanding of structural engineering and load-bearing principles. Recent magnetometer surveys have revealed additional stone structures buried beneath the surface around Rum El Hiri, suggesting that the visible monument represents only part of a larger complex that may extend across several hectares. The full scope of this prehistoric achievement may be even more extensive than the already impressive surface remains indicate, representing a construction project that rivals the largest megalithic monuments anywhere in the world. Our journey into impossible astronomical knowledge concludes with perhaps the most remarkable example of prehistoric scientific understanding ever discovered: a collection of ancient temples that demonstrate not only sophisticated astronomical knowledge but also advanced understanding of acoustics and sound engineering that predates the development of such knowledge by millennia. On the Mediterranean islands of Malta and Gozo, megalithic temples older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids reveal scientific capabilities that challenge everything we believe about Neolithic intellectual development. The Maltese temple complexes, built between 3600 and 2500 BCE, represent some of the oldest freestanding stone structures on Earth. These are not simple stone circles or crude megalithic arrangements, but sophisticated architectural complexes that demonstrate advanced understanding of structural engineering, astronomical alignment, and acoustic manipulation. The temple's designs incorporate mathematical principles, geometric relationships, and scientific knowledge that shouldn't have existed among Neolithic island populations. The astronomical alignments of the Maltese temples reveal knowledge of celestial mechanics that rivals modern observational astronomy. The temples are oriented toward specific astronomical events including solstices, equinoxes, and the rising and setting positions of significant stars and constellations. The precision of these alignments requires mathematical calculations involving spherical trigonometry, understanding of Earth's axial tilt, and knowledge of stellar positions that could only be achieved through generations of careful observation and sophisticated mathematical analysis. Perhaps most shocking is the acoustic engineering demonstrated within these ancient temples. The internal chambers are designed to amplify and manipulate sound in ways that require advanced understanding of wave mechanics, resonance frequencies, and architectural acoustics. Specific chambers enhance male voices while suppressing female voices, suggesting deliberate acoustic design for ceremonial purposes. Other chambers create echo effects, standing wave patterns, and frequency-specific amplification that demonstrates knowledge of sound physics that wouldn't be officially developed until modern times. Recent acoustic analysis has revealed that the temples were designed to resonate at frequencies between 95 and 114 Hz, frequencies that modern research has shown can induce altered states of consciousness in human subjects. The chambers can amplify sounds by up to 8 decibels at these specific frequencies while suppressing other frequencies, creating acoustic environments that enhance the psychological impact of ceremonial activities. This suggests that the temple builders possessed understanding of human neuroacoustics and the physiological effects of specific sound frequencies. The construction techniques used in the Maltese temples demonstrate engineering knowledge that challenges our understanding of Neolithic capabilities. The massive stone blocks, some weighing over 20 tons, were shaped with precision that rivals modern stonework and fitted together with joints so tight that knife blades cannot be inserted between them. The complex internal geometry of the temple chambers required sophisticated mathematical planning and three-dimensional visualization capabilities that represent advanced intellectual achievement. The decorative elements within the temples include spiral carvings, geometric patterns, and astronomical symbols that demonstrate mathematical understanding of complex relationships. The famous spiral carvings at Tarxian Temple show knowledge of mathematical spirals and geometric principles that wouldn't be formally described until ancient Greek mathematics. The precision and consistency of these carved patterns across multiple temple sites suggests standardized mathematical knowledge shared among the temple builders. As we emerge from this exploration of impossible astronomical knowledge, we are forced to confront a disturbing reality. Our ancestors possessed scientific understanding of the cosmos, mathematics, acoustics, and engineering that we have systematically underestimated or ignored. The precision alignments, sophisticated calculations, and advanced knowledge demonstrated at these ancient sites represent intellectual achievements that challenge the very foundations of our understanding of prehistoric human capabilities. The evidence before us suggests that ancient peoples possessed scientific traditions and mathematical knowledge that enabled them to create monuments and structures demonstrating understanding of natural phenomena that we are only now beginning to appreciate. But perhaps most shocking of all is the realization that these astronomical achievements represent only the most visible examples of ancient knowledge, the monuments that survived long enough for us to discover them. How much more sophisticated understanding might have existed in traditions that left no permanent trace, knowledge systems that have vanished completely from human memory? The answer to this question continues to emerge through the most recent archaeological discoveries, revelations so fresh and so shocking that they are still sending shockwaves through the scientific community and forcing us to rewrite our understanding of human achievement with each passing year. In the rapidly evolving landscape of archaeological discovery, where cutting-edge technology and relentless investigation continue to unveil ancient secrets, the most shocking revelations are not ancient history themselves. They are happening right now, in our own time, as researchers armed with revolutionary detection methods uncover evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew about human civilization. These recent discoveries represent paradigm-shifting breakthroughs that have emerged within just the past few years, each one more stunning than the last, each forcing us to abandon long-held assumptions about when and where complex societies developed across our planet. In the remote waters of the South Pacific, where vast expanses of ocean separate tiny island chains by thousands of miles of open sea, archaeologists have made a discovery that completely revolutionizes our understanding of Pacific colonization and ancient urban development. On the island of Tongatapu in the Kingdom of Tonga, recent comprehensive surveys have revealed evidence of what may be the oldest and most extensive urban center ever discovered on a Pacific island, a revelation that pushes back the timeline of complex Pacific societies by centuries and demonstrates urban planning capabilities that shouldn't have existed in this isolated oceanic environment. The archaeological complex that has emerged from recent investigations covers vast areas of Tongatapu and includes nearly 10,000 residential and ceremonial mounds arranged in sophisticated urban patterns that demonstrate advanced city planning principles. These are not random settlements or scattered habitation sites, but carefully organized urban infrastructure that represents the earliest known city in the Pacific island world. The scale of this urban development rivals many mainland ancient cities and represents a level of social organization and architectural achievement that was thought to be impossible in the isolated Pacific environment. Carbon dating of organic materials from the mounds has revealed ages of approximately 1,700 years, making this urban complex 700 years older than any previously known Pacific island city. This timeline completely disrupts established chronologies of Pacific colonization and urban development, suggesting that sophisticated city-building capabilities emerged in the Pacific centuries earlier than anthropologists thought possible. The implications extend far beyond Tonga itself to encompass our entire understanding of how quickly complex societies could develop on newly colonized islands. The engineering achievements demonstrated at Tongatapu challenge our assumptions about the resources and organizational capabilities available to early Pacific Islanders. The construction of nearly 10,000 mounds required massive earth-moving operations, sophisticated planning to organize residential and ceremonial districts, and coordination of labor forces on a scale that suggests complex political and social hierarchies. The arrangement of the mounds follows geometric patterns that demonstrate mathematical planning and surveying techniques that required advanced understanding of spatial relationships and urban design principles. Recent geophysical surveys have revealed that many of the mounds contain stone foundations, sophisticated drainage systems, and evidence of multi-story wooden superstructures that created a three-dimensional urban landscape. The complexity of the infrastructure includes raised walkways connecting different districts, water management systems that collected and distributed fresh water across the urban area, and specialized zones for different activities including crafts production, food storage, and ceremonial functions. Perhaps most shocking is the evidence for long-distance trade connections that linked this early Pacific city to distant regions across the ocean. Archaeological excavations have uncovered exotic materials including obsidian from volcanic sources hundreds of miles away, shell ornaments from distant atolls, and evidence of sophisticated maritime technology that enabled regular contact with far-flung island communities. This suggests that the early urban center on Tongatapu served as a hub in extensive Pacific trade networks that were far more sophisticated and extensive than previously imagined. From the revolutionary Pacific discoveries, our exploration of recent archaeological breakthroughs takes us to the hills of southern Spain, where an accidental discovery during agricultural development has revealed one of the largest megalithic complexes ever found in Europe. The site of La Torre Llanera, discovered in 2022 during preparations for an avocado plantation, has yielded 526 previously unknown standing stones arranged in sophisticated patterns that demonstrate engineering capabilities and mathematical knowledge that rivals the most famous megalithic monuments of prehistoric Europe. The scale of the La Torre Llanera discovery is staggering. The 526 megalithic monuments are distributed across several square kilometers of rolling countryside, creating a prehistoric landscape that rivals Karnak in France and represents one of the densest concentrations of megalithic architecture ever documented. The stones range from small markers to massive monoliths weighing several tons each, all arranged according to geometric principles that demonstrate sophisticated understanding of spatial relationships and astronomical alignments. The most shocking element of the Spanish discovery is the revelation of engineering techniques that predate their supposed development by millennia. The nearby Menga Dolmen, already known to archaeologists but newly appreciated in the context of the broader megalithic landscape, features a capstone weighing approximately 150 tons, 5 times heavier than the largest stones at Stonehenge. Recent engineering analysis has revealed that this massive capstone was supported using arch principles that weren't supposed to be understood until Roman times, thousands of years later. The precision of the megalithic construction at La Torre Llanera demonstrates manufacturing and positioning capabilities that challenge our understanding of Neolithic technology. Many of the stones show evidence of precise shaping and finishing that required advanced stoneworking techniques. The alignments between different megalithic groups maintain geometric relationships across distances of several kilometers, suggesting surveying capabilities that required sophisticated understanding of mathematics and measurement techniques. Recent excavations have revealed that the megalithic complex was constructed in multiple phases spanning over 1,000 years, indicating a continuous tradition of megalithic architecture that maintained consistent design principles and construction techniques across generations. The longest phase of construction demonstrates cultural continuity and technological knowledge transfer that suggests far more sophisticated social organization than previously attributed to Neolithic Iberian societies. The astronomical alignments documented at La Torre La Genera reveal knowledge of celestial mechanics that predates the supposed development of such understanding in European cultures. Multiple stone groupings are oriented toward significant astronomical events including solstices, equinoxes, and the rising positions of important stars. The precision of these alignments requires mathematical calculations and observational astronomy that represents advanced intellectual achievement among the megalithic builders. Our exploration of shocking recent discoveries reaches perhaps its most extraordinary revelation in the Horn of Africa, where political instability has long prevented comprehensive archaeological investigation, but where recent breakthrough research has uncovered artistic achievements that predate the earliest known examples of sophisticated rock art by thousands of years. In the remote caves of Lascaux in Somalia, international researchers have documented what may be the oldest and most sophisticated collection of prehistoric rock art ever discovered, representing artistic and cultural achievements that challenge our understanding of early human creative expression. The Lascaux rock art complex consists of cave paintings that have been radiocarbon dated to approximately 9,000 years ago, making them 4,000 years older than the earliest sophisticated Egyptian wall paintings and pushing back the timeline of advanced artistic expression in Africa by millennia. The sophistication of the artistic techniques, the complexity of the depicted scenes, and the preservation quality of the paintings represent an unprecedented window into prehistoric African cultural achievements. The artistic sophistication demonstrated at Lascaux challenges every assumption about early human creative capabilities. The paintings show advanced understanding of perspective, proportion, and artistic composition that rivals the greatest achievements of later civilizations. The figures are rendered with anatomical accuracy and artistic refinement that demonstrates not just technical skill but sophisticated aesthetic understanding that suggests a highly developed artistic tradition. The subject matter of the Lascaux paintings reveals complex religious and cultural practices that indicate sophisticated intellectual and spiritual development among the artists. The scenes include elaborate ceremonies, complex human-animal relationships, and symbolic representations that suggest advanced mythology and religious belief systems. The artistic program spans multiple caves and appears to follow consistent iconographic principles that indicate standardized religious or cultural knowledge shared among the painters. Recent pigment analysis has revealed that the Lascaux artists possessed sophisticated understanding of mineral chemistry and paint technology. The pigments include complex mineral compounds that required advanced knowledge of color preparation and preservation techniques. Some pigments contain binding agents that have preserved the paintings for 9,000 years, despite the challenging environmental conditions, demonstrating chemical knowledge that enabled remarkable preservation of artistic works. The preservation quality of the Lascaux paintings is so exceptional that details invisible in other prehistoric art are clearly visible, including facial expressions, clothing patterns, and decorative elements that provide unprecedented insights into prehistoric African material culture. The paintings show evidence of sophisticated textile production, complex ornamental traditions, and technological capabilities that were far more advanced than previously attributed to early Holocene African societies. Perhaps most shocking is the realization that the Lascaux complex represents only one example of a broader tradition of sophisticated prehistoric African art that remains largely unknown due to limited archaeological investigation across much of the continent. Recent satellite imagery analysis has identified numerous other cave complexes throughout the Horn of Africa that may contain similar artistic treasures, suggesting that sophisticated artistic traditions were far more widespread and advanced than previously imagined. The political instability that has prevented comprehensive study of sites like Lascaux means that countless other revolutionary discoveries may remain hidden throughout regions of Africa, Asia, and other areas where archaeological investigation has been limited by conflict or inaccessibility. The artistic achievements documented at Lascaux represent not just isolated examples of prehistoric creativity, but evidence of sophisticated cultural traditions that may have been far more widespread and advanced than our limited knowledge suggests. As we absorb the implications of these recent discoveries, from Pacific urban centers that predate known colonization timelines to European megalithic complexes that demonstrate impossible engineering techniques to African rock art that pushes back artistic achievement by millennia, we are forced to confront the reality that our understanding of human capabilities continues to be revolutionized by new evidence. But these shocking discoveries pale in comparison to the most disturbing revelation of all: the accumulating evidence that ancient peoples possessed knowledge and capabilities that appear to transcend the natural world itself, phenomena that challenge not just our understanding of human achievement but our comprehension of reality itself. The impossible engineering, lost technologies, and hidden civilizations we have explored represent achievements that challenge our understanding of ancient capabilities, but they remain within the bounds of what we might consider physically possible given sufficient knowledge and skill. What we are about to investigate ventures into territory that seems to defy the very laws of nature themselves. Phenomena so extraordinary that they bridge the gap between archaeological mystery and supernatural impossibility. These are discoveries that have forced scientists to develop entirely new explanations for events that previous generations attributed to curses, magic, and divine intervention. Yet even our modern understanding fails to fully account for the strange and often deadly realities surrounding ancient sites. In the golden sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings, where pharaohs lie entombed with treasures meant to sustain them through eternity, one tomb has gained notoriety not just for its magnificent artifacts, but for the series of mysterious deaths that followed its discovery. The tomb of Tutankhamun, opened by Howard Carter in 1922, became the focal point of what would become known as the Pharaoh's Curse, a phenomenon that killed or struck down numerous individuals associated with the tomb's excavation in ways that seemed to transcend coincidence and enter the realm of the supernatural. The death toll began almost immediately after the tomb's opening. Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's financial backer, died just 5 months after the discovery from what appeared to be a simple infected mosquito bite that developed into fatal pneumonia. His death was followed by a string of fatalities among those connected to the excavation. Archaeologist Arthur Mace died of arsenic poisoning, radiologist Archibald Douglas Reed succumbed to a mysterious illness, and Secretary Richard Bethel was found dead under suspicious circumstances. Within a decade, over a dozen people associated with the tomb had died under unusual or unexplained circumstances. For generations, these deaths were attributed to supernatural forces, the vengeful spirit of the young pharaoh protecting his eternal rest from modern desecration. But recent scientific investigation has revealed a far more sinister and entirely natural explanation that makes the reality of ancient curses even more terrifying than the supernatural alternatives. Advanced microbiological analysis of sealed ancient tombs has revealed that they contain deadly concentrations of toxic fungi, bacteria, and other pathogens that have remained dormant for millennia, waiting to be released upon unsuspecting archaeologists. The sealed environment of Tutankhamun's tomb had preserved not only artifacts and mummified remains, but also dangerous microorganisms that had accumulated over thousands of years of decomposition and decay. When the tomb was opened, these concentrated pathogens were released into the air, creating a biological hazard that could cause severe respiratory infections, toxic poisoning, and other potentially fatal conditions. The fungus Aspergillus flavus, found in high concentrations within the tomb, produces aflatoxins, among the most potent carcinogens known to science and capable of causing liver damage, immune system suppression, and death. The scientific reality of ancient curses became even more apparent in 1973, when Polish archaeologists opened the tomb of King Casimir IV Jagiellon in Krakow Cathedral. Within days of the tomb's opening, 15 members of the research team fell ill with symptoms including severe respiratory distress, neurological problems, and systemic infections. 4 team members died within weeks of exposure. Analysis revealed that the sealed tomb contained the same deadly Aspergillus flavus fungus that had been present in Tutankhamun's burial chamber, along with other toxic microorganisms that had been preserved in the anaerobic environment for over 500 years. The biological explanation for ancient curses has been confirmed at sites worldwide, where sealed burial chambers and underground complexes contain dangerous concentrations of toxic gases, deadly pathogens, and other environmental hazards that can cause severe illness or death. Hydrogen sulfide gas, carbon dioxide accumulation, and toxic mineral deposits create environments that are genuinely dangerous to human health, providing scientific explanations for phenomena that previous generations attributed to supernatural forces. From the deadly realities of ancient curses, our exploration of impossible phenomena takes us to the remote desert of Death Valley, California. where one of geology's most perplexing mysteries has played out for decades in a landscape so barren and hostile that it seems more alien than terrestrial. Here, on the parched floor of a dried lake bed called Racetrack Playa, massive boulders weighing hundreds of pounds have been observed moving across the desert surface, leaving behind perfectly straight trails that stretch for hundreds of meters across the hardpan clay, evidence of movement that seems to defy the laws of physics. The mystery of Death Valley's sailing stones baffled scientists for over 80 years. The evidence was undeniable. Massive granite boulders, some weighing over 320 kilograms, had somehow moved across the completely flat desert floor, leaving behind linear trails that recorded their impossible journeys. The stones moved in perfectly straight lines, executed sharp turns, and even appeared to dance around each other in coordinated patterns that suggested intelligence behind their movement. Yet no human witnesses had ever observed the stones in motion, and no conventional explanation could account for forces capable of moving such massive objects across the level desert surface. Theories abounded for decades, each more fantastic than the last. Some researchers proposed hurricane-force winds exceeding 150 kilometers per hour, winds that would have been recorded by weather stations and would have left evidence of widespread destruction throughout the region. Others suggested underground magnetic fields, seismic activity, or even more exotic explanations involving everything from alien intervention to unknown geological forces. The mystery deepened when researchers discovered that not all stones moved simultaneously. Some remained stationary for decades while nearby boulders traced new paths across the playa. The solution to this impossible mystery finally emerged in 2014 through a combination of GPS tracking, time-lapse photography, and patient observation that revealed one of nature's most remarkable and unlikely phenomena. The key to the sailing stones lay in an extraordinary combination of rare weather conditions that created what researchers termed window pane ice. Thin sheets of ice just 3 to 6 millimeters thick that formed during winter nights when temperatures dropped below freezing, but the stones remained above the ice surface due to residual heat. When morning sunlight began melting this fragile ice, it broke into large floating sheets that were pushed by gentle breezes across the thin layer of water that remained on the playa surface. These moving ice sheets, powered by winds of just 16 kilometers per hour, pushed against the massive boulders with enough force to overcome static friction and set them in motion. The stones moved slowly, just a few meters per minute, but their massive inertia allowed them to maintain movement for considerable distances once the ice had completely melted, creating the mysterious trails that had puzzled researchers for generations. The Death Valley sailing stones represent a perfect example of how phenomena that appear supernatural or impossible can have entirely natural explanations that are simply so rare and unlikely that they escape detection for decades. The specific combination of weather conditions required for stone movement occurs perhaps once every few years, and only under exact circumstances of temperature, humidity, wind direction, and water depth that create the perfect conditions for window pane ice formation and movement. Our journey into phenomena that challenge scientific understanding concludes with perhaps the most perplexing archaeological mystery discovered in modern times. A complex of underground chambers in China that represents an engineering achievement so massive and so completely undocumented that it challenges our understanding of both ancient construction capabilities and historical record-keeping. The Longyu Caves of Zhejiang Province represent what may be the largest ancient excavation project ever undertaken by human beings, yet no historical records exist to explain who built them, when they were constructed, or what purpose they served. The scale of the Longyu Caves defies comprehension. The complex consists of 24 man-made caverns carved directly from solid siltstone, with a total excavated volume exceeding 36,000 cubic meters, equivalent to removing over 1 million tons of stone from underground chambers. To put this in perspective, the excavation required for the Longyu Caves exceeds the total volume of stone removed for many famous ancient monuments combined. The precision and uniformity of the excavation across all 24 caves suggests a massive, coordinated construction project that required advanced planning, sophisticated excavation techniques, and organizational capabilities that rival modern engineering projects. Each individual cave displays engineering sophistication that challenges our understanding of ancient construction methods. The walls are perfectly vertical, the ceilings maintain consistent heights across vast underground spaces, and the complex internal geometry of intersecting chambers demonstrates mathematical planning capabilities that required advanced surveying and architectural knowledge. The caves feature carved pillars, decorative elements, and structural supports that prevented collapse despite the enormous scale of excavation in relatively soft sedimentary rock. Perhaps most mysterious is the complete absence of any historical documentation regarding the cave's construction. Chinese historical records are among the most comprehensive and detailed in the world, spanning thousands of years and documenting massive construction projects, military campaigns, and administrative achievements with meticulous detail. Yet nowhere in the extensive Chinese historical record is there any mention of the Longyu Caves, despite the fact that their construction would have required a workforce of thousands of laborers working for decades to complete such massive excavation. The precision of the excavation work displays uniformity across all 24 caves that suggests the use of standardized tools, consistent techniques, and coordinated planning that maintained identical construction standards across the entire complex. The carved surfaces show chisel marks that follow consistent patterns, indicating specific tools and methods that were applied uniformly throughout the project. The mathematical precision of the cave layouts, with chambers arranged according to geometric principles and consistent proportional relationships, demonstrates planning capabilities that required advanced mathematical knowledge and engineering skills. Recent geological analysis has revealed that the Longyu Caves were carved at least 2,000 years ago, dating their construction to the late Zhou dynasty or early Han period, eras for which Chinese historical documentation is particularly comprehensive and detailed. The absence of any mention of such a massive construction project in contemporary records is unprecedented in Chinese archaeology and raises disturbing questions about what other major achievements might have been deliberately omitted from historical documentation or lost through unknown circumstances. The mystery deepens when considering the purpose of such massive underground excavation. The caves show no evidence of residential use, storage functions, or defensive purposes that would justify such enormous labor investment. Some chambers contain what appear to be decorative elements and carved features that suggest ceremonial or religious functions, but the scale of the complex far exceeds anything required for typical ancient religious practices. The caves represent a construction achievement that required resources and organizational capabilities approaching those of major ancient cities, yet their purpose remains completely unknown. As we emerge from this exploration of phenomena that challenge scientific explanation, we are forced to confront a disturbing possibility: that the ancient world contained realities and capabilities that transcend our current understanding of what was possible in prehistoric times. From the biological reality of ancient curses to the unlikely physics of moving stones to the inexplicable scale of undocumented construction projects, the evidence suggests that our ancestors' world was filled with phenomena that we are only now beginning to understand, and others that continue to defy explanation despite our most advanced analytical techniques. But perhaps the most shocking revelation of all is not any single discovery, but the global pattern that emerges when we view these impossible achievements together, a pattern that forces us to abandon everything we believed about human development and confront the reality that our ancestors possessed capabilities that we have systematically underestimated, misunderstood, or forgotten entirely. The journey we have taken through the most mysterious and shocking ancient places on Earth has revealed far more than individual archaeological curiosities or isolated examples of prehistoric achievement. What emerges from this exploration is a comprehensive pattern of impossible accomplishments that spans continents, transcends cultural boundaries, and challenges the very foundations of how we understand human civilization. From the machine-like precision of Puma Punku's megalithic blocks to the underground cities that house tens of thousands beneath the earth, from the lost technologies that modern science cannot replicate to the astronomical knowledge that predates its supposed discovery by millennia, we are confronted with undeniable evidence that our ancestors possessed capabilities that dwarf our assumptions about prehistoric human potential. The precision tolerances achieved at ancient sites worldwide represent perhaps the most disturbing aspect of this global pattern. At Puma Punku in Bolivia, stones fit together with gaps of less than 15 millimeters at an altitude where modern machinery struggles to function. At Baalbek in Lebanon, 800-ton blocks were positioned with joints so tight that knife blades cannot penetrate between them. In Egypt, granite boxes demonstrate internal dimensions accurate to fractions of millimeters and drilling techniques that exceed modern diamond-tipped capabilities. These are not crude approximations or good-enough ancient construction. They represent manufacturing tolerances that rival aerospace industry standards achieved with tools that supposedly consisted of copper chisels and stone hammers. This global pattern of impossible precision extends far beyond individual construction techniques to encompass mathematical and astronomical knowledge that challenges our understanding of when such sophisticated understanding developed in human history. The builders of Nabta Playa demonstrated knowledge of Earth's 26,000-year precession cycle 7,000 years ago, knowledge not officially rediscovered until modern astronomy. The creators of Newgrange achieved winter solstice alignments accurate to within minutes of arc using surveying techniques that required mathematical calculations supposedly beyond prehistoric capabilities. The designers of the Antikythera mechanism incorporated differential gearing and astronomical computations that wouldn't appear again in human technology for over 1,000 years. The organizational capabilities demonstrated by these ancient achievements represent another impossibility that challenges our understanding of prehistoric social development. The Nevsur underground city required coordination of labor forces capable of excavating 5 million square feet of underground space while maintaining structural integrity and complex infrastructure systems. The Upano Valley Urban Network coordinated construction across 300 square kilometers of Amazon rainforest, creating raised highways and sophisticated water management that supported tens of thousands of inhabitants in an environment supposedly unsuitable for urban development. The construction of Göbekli Tepe required hunter-gatherer societies to organize massive stone-moving operations and precision carving projects that should have been impossible without agricultural surplus and permanent settlements. Perhaps most shocking is the realization that these impossible achievements represent only the visible fraction of ancient capabilities, the monuments and structures that survived long enough for modern archaeology to discover them. Recent technological advances in detection and analysis continue to reveal hidden civilizations, lost urban centers, and sophisticated infrastructure that was completely unknown just years ago. LiDAR mapping through jungle canopies exposes vast networks of ancient cities that were invisible from ground level. Satellite archaeology identifies buried structures across entire continents. Ground-penetrating radar reveals underground complexes of staggering scope beneath known archaeological sites. The pace of revolutionary discovery has accelerated exponentially as technology advances. Artificial intelligence discovered 303 new Nazca geoglyphs in 2024, nearly doubling the known number of these mysterious desert drawings and revealing geometric sophistication that requires aerial perspective the creators couldn't achieve. Advanced dating techniques continue to push back the timeline of complex construction, with recent discoveries like the Lake Michigan underwater Stonehenge predating British Stonehenge by 4,000 years and the Lost Gull rock art pushing sophisticated artistic expression back by millennia beyond previously known examples. The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond archaeology to challenge fundamental assumptions about human development itself. The linear progression from primitive to advanced that characterizes mainstream understanding of civilization appears to be fundamentally flawed. Instead of steady development from simple to complex, the archaeological record reveals sophisticated capabilities appearing suddenly in prehistory, maintained for periods, then mysteriously lost. The precision manufacturing techniques evident at ancient sites, the advanced astronomical knowledge demonstrated by prehistoric monuments, and the complex urban planning revealed by recent discoveries suggest that human intellectual and technological capabilities have fluctuated rather than progressed steadily. The loss of ancient knowledge represents one of the most disturbing aspects of this reassessment. Damascus steel technology disappeared entirely from human civilization and has never been fully recovered despite centuries of scientific investigation. Roman concrete techniques that created structures lasting 2,000 years were lost after the empire's fall and only recently rediscovered through advanced chemical analysis. The precision cutting methods evident in ancient Egyptian granite work remain unexplained despite examination with electron microscopy and advanced materials science. These examples suggest that technological regression and knowledge loss may be more common in human history than previously recognized. The geographic distribution of these impossible achievements presents another challenge to conventional understanding. Advanced construction techniques, sophisticated astronomical knowledge, and precision manufacturing appear on every inhabited continent, and in environments ranging from Amazon rainforests to Arabian deserts to Pacific islands. The consistency of these accomplishments across supposedly disconnected cultures implies either shared knowledge sources or independent development of identical advanced methods by societies that had no contact with each other. Both possibilities challenge established chronologies and migration patterns that form the basis of current archaeological theory. The underground dimension of ancient achievement may represent the most extensive aspect of prehistoric capabilities that remains largely unexplored. The discovery of massive underground cities in Turkey, sophisticated cave temple complexes in Mexico, and urban infrastructure buried beneath modern cities suggests that subterranean construction was far more widespread and ambitious than previously imagined. The engineering challenges involved in creating stable underground cities, maintaining air circulation systems for thousands of inhabitants, and coordinating massive excavation projects required technological knowledge and organizational capabilities that rival modern urban planning. Recent discoveries continue to reveal the inadequacy of our current understanding. The 2024 discovery of Al-Naida in Saudi Arabia revealed a Bronze Age city with sophisticated water management in extreme desert conditions. The identification of Pacific urban centers predating known colonization timelines by centuries challenges our understanding of maritime capabilities and island settlement patterns. The ongoing excavation of Göbekli Tepe continues to reveal additional complexity, with less than 10% of the site investigated despite decades of work. The technological revolution in archaeological detection promises even more shocking discoveries in the coming years. Quantum sensors being developed can detect buried structures through quantum magnetic field variations. Advanced AI algorithms trained on satellite imagery are identifying potential sites across entire continents faster than ground teams can investigate them. Robotics enables exploration of dangerous or inaccessible locations like flooded caves and unstable ruins. Space archaeology using high-resolution satellite imagery identifies structures invisible from ground level. The pattern that emerges from this accumulating evidence suggests several disturbing possibilities about human civilization. Advanced prehistoric societies may have possessed technological capabilities not recognized by mainstream archaeology, including precision manufacturing techniques, sophisticated engineering knowledge, and advanced scientific understanding that enabled impossible achievements. Cyclical technological development may characterize human history more than linear progress, with capabilities rising and falling across millennia as knowledge is gained, maintained, and lost through conquest, climate change, or social collapse. The underestimation of ancient intelligence requires complete revision of prehistoric cognitive development timelines. The mathematical sophistication evident in astronomical alignments, the engineering knowledge demonstrated by massive construction projects, and the organizational capabilities necessary for coordinating large-scale urban development suggest our ancestors possessed intellectual capabilities far exceeding previous assumptions about prehistoric human potential. Perhaps most significantly, these discoveries force us to reconsider what we define as possible within the bounds of ancient human achievement. The evidence before us demonstrates that our ancestors created precision devices that function as mechanical computers, developed metallurgical techniques that modern science cannot replicate, built underground cities that house tens of thousands of inhabitants, and possessed astronomical knowledge that predates its supposed discovery by thousands of years. These accomplishments were not achieved through supernatural intervention or alien assistance, but through human knowledge, capability, and determination that we have consistently underestimated. The ancient world was not a primitive precursor to modern civilization. It was a complex, sophisticated, and in many ways more advanced chapter of human history that we are only beginning to understand. The magnificent underground cities, the impossible precision of megalithic construction, the lost technologies that baffle modern science, and the astronomical knowledge that challenges our chronologies all point to a fundamental truth. Human civilization has been far more capable, far more advanced, and far more sophisticated than our historical narratives have acknowledged. As we stand at the threshold of these revelations, we must prepare ourselves for discoveries that will continue to challenge and revolutionize our understanding of human potential. The evidence suggests that the most shocking revelations about ancient capabilities may still lie ahead, waiting beneath jungle canopies, desert sands, and ocean floors to be revealed by future archaeologists armed with even more advanced technologies and freed from the limitations of current historical paradigms. The mystery of our ancient past is not just about understanding where we came from, It is about recognizing what human beings are truly capable of achieving when knowledge, determination, and vision combine to transcend the supposed limitations of their time. Our ancestors have left us a legacy of impossible achievements that serve as a testament to human potential and a challenge to reach beyond what we believe possible. In their mysterious monuments, their lost technologies, and their hidden cities, they have preserved a message that echoes across millennia: that human capability has no bounds except those imposed by our own imagination and understanding.